Welcome to Life Inside Hell. This is my audio diary. I'm Brother Wild Bill coming to you from inside the most dangerous prison in Central America. Can you believe that? I'm actually inside the most dangerous prison in Central America. I'm an inmate as well as a prison's chaplain. I was a killer on the outside. I was a professional killer on the outside, and in 2010 I was arrested and sentenced to 46 years for quintuple homicide. That's 5 homicides if you don't know, and stuck in the nastiest and most dangerous prison in Central America, and that's where I am. I'm the prison's chaplain. I've been in prison for 13 years and risen to the rank of prison chaplain. I'm the prison's chaplain as well as elected representative of the government on behalf of the prisoners, as well as the gang mediator here. So this is my audio diary. I wanted to tell something happened today, and something that happened to me today. The boys were playing soccer, football. They call it football. Americans call it soccer. The British freak out when you call it. By the way, the British freak out when you call football soccer. So I'm going to say it's football because that's what the whole world calls it except for the Americans. Anyway, so the boys are playing football, soccer, and you were using one of the weights that I made, and I don't want them to use those weights because those weights are like if they hit it with the ball over and over and over again. And when I said they were using the weights, they're using them as goalposts. Now, this is inside, so that you understand it's in a very small space. And so they've got a little bitty football, a small pelota, the football that they're using. It's like really hard, too. It's made for being played on asphalt. It's a game they actually play on asphalt. Anyway, so they're playing inside in the recreation area here. And I walked downstairs and I said, hey, and I said this is in Spanish. I said, hermanos, los amo mucho, pero no se puede usar mi pesa para eso. And what that means is, I said, brothers, I love each and every one of you, but you can't use my weights, the weights that I made, as goalposts because you'll destroy them. And I said, so I picked them up and I carried them off, and I brought them some more rickety things that they could use for goalposts. And as I was walking back upstairs, one of the boys got upset that it upset him that I took away their goalposts or something. And so he starts running his mouth and saying some ugly things. And I said in the morning, I said to him, in the morning, you asked me for help with this certain thing, and I did. And so in the afternoon, to pay me back for helping you, going out of my way to help you, you run your mouth and talk shit about me in front of everybody. And so, anyway, so the thing escalated from there, and it became ugly. And he said some ugly things, and I said some ugly things, and then like a lot of Panamanians, he starts talking about, well, we ain't afraid of you, and blah. I'm like, if I come downstairs, you'll shit all over yourself, child, And so the thing escalated and was ugly, and I finally put my lid on it. I reined myself in, and I kept my mouth shut for a minute. So then I let it be for a while, and I thought and the thoughts, like everybody has a fight like that occasionally, Now this is somebody I care very much about, that I love very much. It's my friend. He's my friend. But not everybody has the same ability to hold their shit together, So the thing, actually, these kind of problems are very problematic in prison because they can here there are weapons and stuff in prison, and you can get killed easily. I'm not worried about getting killed by these kids at all, actually. But at the same time, I don't want there to be this air of hatred in here. So they're playing soccer, and I walked downstairs, walked in the middle of the game, stopped the ball, everybody freaked out, and walked over to the kid, and I hugged him. And he thought that I was about to kill him. You should see his eyes. He's really tall. He's like a scarecrow. He's a really tall kid. He's a black kid, really, really tall, and very thin. I didn't realize how little he weighed until I hugged him, actually, and I was surprised by that. And I hugged him, and I said, and made a joke out of the whole thing, And he laughed and hugged me back, and everything was okay. And I thought to myself, the man I was 5 years ago wouldn't have been able to do that. I wouldn't have been able to just put my own ego. I'm the great Wild Bill, and killer of killers, and I wouldn't have been able to put my ego aside to go hug a kid who threatened me verbally. And I'm not a great guy. If I was a really great guy, I would have never fought with a kid to start with. If I was like really enlightened, if I was a Gandhi or a I don't know who, I wouldn't have fought with the guy to start with. If I was a Buddha or a Gandhi or somebody like that, or Jesus, I wouldn't have fought with him to start with. But I did fight with him. But I couldn't stand the thought. I'm not interested in having that tension in here. and between factions either. And so I hugged it, and everybody laughed. The whole of the boys laughed and clapped and thought it was funny. It was great. We made a joke out of it. And then afterwards he come and he said, I'm really sorry. I know it was my fault. I'm like, don't worry about it, kid. It's okay. It's all right, man. Don't even worry about it. Nothing happened. And everybody feels so good, and there was like a really good spirit and a real good energy in here after that. So when I gave the evening prayer before we closed in, everybody was like really, the evening prayer is usually something that nobody even listens to. Everybody just kind of turns over. We turn the radios off, and then we sing a song, and I give the evening prayer, and very few people even participate. But every day, everybody participated today. It was interesting to see how that action. I want to be real clear. I'm not like saying I'm a cool guy. I'm not here telling you this story because I want you to think, oh, Bill's thinks he's this shit. I actually don't. I think I made a mistake. I should have never fought with that kid. I'm above that. I should not have responded when he began talking shit. The point I'm trying to make here is that sometimes it's more important to have peace than to be right. Because I was right. They shouldn't be using my shit to play soccer with if they didn't ask me. And they would have destroyed it if they continued to play with it, because they've done it before. They've destroyed them before. And it was mine, and I could tell them what they could and couldn't do with it. And the kid didn't have any right to speak to me in that way when I spoke so nicely to him. And I did help the kid. And I was right about everything. But you know what was more important than me being right? That there's peace in here tonight, and that everybody's happy, and that nobody feels oppressed. That's so much more important to me than me being right. And so I think about what I learned from this experience. I mean, this is a tiny experience, right? I mean, this is like not something that I'll remember in 5 years. It's not something I'll remember in 5 weeks. But it shows I feel like it shows certain progress in my thinking. And so the thing I'd like you to take away from it tonight is how it's not that important to be right. It's more important to have peace. If you like these messages, pull down the description box, and you can contact me directly if you'd like to, for any reason. There's my Instagram and my Wikipedia page are there. Also, my Instagram and my Facebook page. If you want to learn more about me and my life, who I am, what am I about, what's my story, there's a Wikipedia link there, and you can read about me for free. Or, if you really want to get in depth and want to help out Wild Bill, go buy my book, Long Live the King of Wild Bill. It's available on Amazon. It's a really good story. Everybody likes it. Everybody that's bought it so far is I've not had anybody. I only had one person say they didn't like it, but they didn't like it because they didn't think that an evil murderer like me should have a voice. Well, you can run your tongue down the crack of my ass. Anyway, go check it out. Hope you guys are having a